Could you or someone you love be prepared for organ donation before you are truly dead?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at Mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster. Today we're examining a federal investigation that uncovered serious failures in the U.S. organ donation system, including cases where procurement began despite signs of neurological function.
I'm Alara Sky. More than 48,000 transplants happen each year. Over 103,000 people are waiting, and about 13 die daily while hoping for a match. Donation is often called the gift of life, yet new evidence shows alarming safety shortcuts. This came into focus after a man declared brain dead in Kentucky regained consciousness on the operating table moments before organ removal.
On October 25, 2021, Anthony T.J. Hoover was rushed to a hospital after a drug overdose. He was declared brain dead, and his family, told his organs could save many, agreed to donation. The regional organ procurement organization, Kentucky Organ Donor Affiliates, engaged the family, and an honor walk led him to the operating room, signaling a final act of generosity.
Inside the OR, staff noticed movement. Witnesses reported he shook his head, made eye contact, and had tears streaming down his face. Concerns were raised, but the procedure stopped only when the procuring surgeon refused to proceed. TJ survived, and his case triggered broader scrutiny of how death is determined and how procurement decisions are made.
Federal reviewers examined the Organ Procurement Organization and the national network that oversees transplantation. They found patterns of failing to follow best practices, to respect family wishes, to coordinate with the patient's primary medical team, and to recognize neurological function, pointing to organizational dysfunction and a weak safety culture.
Investigators focused on 351 authorized-not-recovered cases, situations where donation was approved but not completed. Nearly 1 in 3, 103 cases, had concerning features. 73 showed neurological signs incompatible with donation after circulatory death. At least 28 had no recorded cardiac time of death when procurement was initiated. And some of those patients were later discharged to hospice, rehabilitation, or home.
You should also know that smaller hospitals in rural settings showed more oversight problems, suggesting inconsistent safeguards depending on where you land for care. Similar risk patterns emerged in other organ procurement organizations across the country, not just one region, highlighting a nationwide need for stronger controls.
In response, federal health leaders announced reforms. The organ procurement agency at the center of the inquiry must deliver a root cause analysis and adopt enforceable policies defining donor eligibility. Any staff member, from nurse to technician, must be authorized to halt the process if safety concerns arise. Nationally, the overseeing network must collect and report every instance where donation is stopped due to signs of life or other safety issues, and those reports must go to federal regulators.
One critical rule, the 5-minute observation rule, must be followed without exception. After the heart stops, the medical team must observe a full 5 minutes before organ recovery begins to ensure no signs of life reappear. Leaders also indicated that organizations failing to comply with safety rules could be decertified. The stated goal is to restore trust, ensure informed consent, and protect the dignity of potential donors.
Here's how you can protect yourself with clear, specific steps. First, put limits on your donor consent in writing. Create a signed directive that spells out the conditions under which you agree to donate. You might specify that no donation proceeds unless brain death is confirmed by 2 independent neurologists. Keep a copy with your records and give one to a family member so your wishes stand louder than a checkbox.
Second, talk with your family in detail. If you're ever incapacitated, your family's clarity becomes your safeguard. Tell them to advocate for time, full transparency, and proper documentation before any donation decisions. Make it explicit that they should ask questions, review records, and never feel rushed.
Third, learn your state's brain death criteria. Definitions vary, and some policies allow steps to be skipped. Read your state's declaration policy and flag anything unclear. When you understand the criteria, you equip your family to demand that each requirement is met before any irreversible decision moves forward.
Fourth, ask your local hospital about its protocols before a crisis. If you or a loved one is in critical care, you have the right to understand their procedures. Ask, how does this hospital confirm brain death? And who is responsible for calling time of death? Also ask, can the family pause the donation process if they feel uncomfortable? Having those answers ahead of time keeps you in control.
To recap the key findings you should remember, the investigation was triggered by a donor who regained consciousness in the OR. Nearly a third of reviewed, approved, but not recovered cases showed safety red flags. Donation after circulatory death raised ethical concerns when neurological function remained. And new federal requirements now mandate observation periods, robust policies, broad stop authority, and formal reporting to regulators.
Your action today reinforces those safeguards. Draft your donor directive, share it with at least one family member, read your state's brain death criteria, and save a short list of questions for your hospital's patient relations office. When the system falls short, your preparation ensures that your life, your wishes, and your dignity are fully respected. Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.